I just wanted to get us started this morning. My name is McCarthy, and I'm the Director of WorldWise Global Schools. Many of you I haven't met before, partly because I'm just back from maternity leave, so I've been away from the programme for the past 8 months. So it actually gives me an opportunity to come back in after a very busy and frenetic first year of the programme. We launched officially last year, to see what progress has been made. And I think the fact that there are so many new faces here who I haven't met before shows that we are making progress in engaging new schools and new people in development education. So I'm really delighted to see you all, and I hope to get a chance to speak to you properly as the day goes on. My role this morning is really to support the work of Aisling, Lizzie, Brad and Rita in putting the day together, and to give you a brief outline of the programme and before we get into the nitty-gritty of what you'll be doing during the day. When we launched last year as the National Programme for Development Education for Post-Primary Schools, I said at the launch that the case for development education is a compelling one. We need only look at the headlines in the morning to get a sense of the world in which we live in being very frenetic, being massively interconnected, interdependent and very chaotic. It is also a world that is very, very unequal, and one where the chance of where we're born still dictates to a large degree the chances we will have in life, the kind of education we'll have, the kind of healthcare we can access, and in more extreme circumstances, our chances of survival. And development education is a direct and active response to that inequality, which is part of the world we live in. And for that reason, I think that's what has always brought me to work in this area. And I think it's probably a reason why many of you are here today as well. And we want to bring that complexity to our students and encourage an active response from them as well. In terms of what we provide for the sector, for the post-primary sector, I think first and foremost we want to provide a clear message on what development education is, what it constitutes, what it isn't. And we do that in a number of different ways, by promoting development education, skills-based learning, encouraging a critical viewpoint of the world in ourselves and in our students and in our schools. And we do that by supporting teachers in schools, providing advice and guidance, providing training like today, and also providing grants, which many of you have availed of. But I think you'll agree the grants that we provide as a programme are also only as good as the support that comes with them. You can be given €500 to do a certain project, but if you're supported in doing that project, the support and the grant is what we really feel makes our programme important. However, I know many of you here today are only starting on the journey of development education, and it can be a little bit overwhelming initially. And there are other colleagues here in the room who've been doing this kind of work for many years. And one of the things that doesn't feature on your agenda, but which is probably the most important aspect of today, is a chance for you to meet other peers, other teachers, colleagues who are engaged in this kind of work, to hear what they're doing in their schools and classrooms, and to get ideas from each other about what might work in your own setting. And I think that should be one of the most interesting parts of today, and I hope you'll really use the opportunity to meet other colleagues from all around the country. We're also very aware in WorldWise Global Schools that it's not enough right now to be doing development education, because it remains a niche activity. For all the progress we've made in bringing new schools into this area, it is still a niche activity at post-primary level, and we want to really expand it. So we also need to be making the case for why we engage in development education. What are the broader impacts in terms of teaching and learning that development education can bring? And we need to show evidence for that. So we as a programme have to provide evidence to Irish Aid, our funder, but I think we also need to make the case more broadly for why this kind of work is important and how it can have a long-term positive impact on our young people. And that's why, as you came in the door this morning, you'll have received your welcome pack, and the self-assessment tool that's been developed by the programme, in particular by Brad, is part of your pack and will form part of today. And I'm aware that the letters SAT may not set your world on fire, but it is a very important tool to be able to track the kind of learning and the benefits of development education. And we hope it's one that is user-friendly and one that will help you to even show within your own schools, to show to your other colleagues and to your principals the benefits of this kind of work. So there'll be more on that later. It's also the reason why we've developed an award scheme, the WorldWise Global Passport, which we hope provides a pathway to show how schools can go from perhaps having development education in one subject area, encouraged by one teacher, to being broadened across different curricular areas, into extracurricular areas, and involving a wide range of students and teachers. So the Global Passport shows ways of doing that, and it also provides recognition and validation for those of you who are working in this area, and to see how you can, for example, deepen the kind of engagement that's happening with development education in your schools. So I'm going to hand over to Lizzie and Aisling in a moment to go through the details of the day and the agenda. But I also just wanted to leave you with a final point. I know many of us, myself included, became involved in teaching for very idealistic reasons, and very often the grind of daily life in school can leave those reasons on the fringes. So I'm aware that all of us within teaching are under a lot of pressure, and there are lots of demands on your time. But I found it a very, I for one was encouraged the other day with the announcement of the Nobel Prize winner Malala Yousafzai. And there are many quotes from her that I find just keep me in a positive track. And one of them is this, which I'd like to leave you with. And she said, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world." And while I don't expect you to leave today with the world changed around you, I hope that today provides you with some inspiration, ideas, encouragement, and guidance to help you to shift your projects and to go back to school feeling energized and positive. So thank you for being here and making the journey, and enjoy the rest of the day.